Okay, so the Cleveland Browns have been talking to a few quarterbacks from the Senior Bowl, and I wanted to talk about this because obviously, as you guys know, if you are among Browns Twitter and Browns fans, there's a civil war going on between the fan base. You got the people who absolutely love Baker, will defend him no matter what. They're in denial. They don't know really how to look at things objectively. And then you have the other side who hate Baker no matter what, can't really look at any success that he's had, don't really understand the other side of things. I think I'm kind of in between. People throw me into the Baker hater side of things, which I think is ridiculous. But again, I guess I should just preface this by saying my opinion is I used to think that Baker was exactly what all the people who defend Baker no matter what. I used to be on that side. I said the Browns should pick him number 1 overall when they did, and but I've just reached the point where you have to look at the big picture and say, okay, over the course of 4 years, 2 years have been bottom tier, horrible quarterback play. The other 2 years have been pretty good, decent, probably top 15, maybe ranked about 13th in the league as far as quarterback play goes. So in terms of that, it's not like it's a completely, hey, Baker's the greatest quarterback, you can't bail on him type thing. You know, that's what I find ridiculous, because half of the fan base will critique every little thing about any other quarterback except their own, and then the other side will say everything about any other quarterback that's great. So I do think that there is a big misunderstanding because of how polarized this argument has gotten between both sides. So, but anyway, back to the Senior Bowl. So the Browns have talked to Pittsburgh quarterback Kenny Pickett. He said yesterday that the Browns were one of the first teams to talk to him. And they've also talked to quarterback from Liberty, Malik Willis. Now, I wanted to kind of talk about this because there's been a little bit from both sides of this. You know, the people who would defend Baker no matter what say, oh, they talk to every quarterback. Well, no, I don't believe that's true at all. I think that's a very unrealistic way of looking at things. I think you're in denial. I think you're in denial in the fact that the Browns are going to look at all quarterbacks. I think if you can't admit that, then I can't really help you. I don't know what to tell you. You're just going to be stuck in your own opinion until the Browns do move on from Baker, assuming they do. So, and then there's the other side of, oh, what this means for sure that they're going to move on. No, I think that this is very telling because what Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski and DePodesta and whoever says in a press conference, those are just words. But actions to me is something that you have to really pay attention to when it comes to evaluating your GM and what his tendencies are and whatnot. So to me, the fact that Kenny Pickett said that the Browns were one of the first teams to talk to him tells me that they really put an emphasis on talking to him. And the same thing with Malik Willis. You don't really talk to these big tier quarterback names unless you plan on them being an option. That's my opinion. So, sure, there could be the strategy of, hey, the Steelers might get one of these guys. We need to talk to them and figure out what they are. But I don't think that's it. I think the reality here is all options are open at 13. What that means is quarterback is an option. Be prepared if the guy that they love falls, and by the way, if I had my choice, it would be Malik Willis. Kenny Pickett was my number 1 quarterback, but everything that I'm seeing from the Senior Bowl right now, just the little things, he's moved up into my number 1 spot. Now, maybe that'll be a trend and he keeps moving up and he won't be there by pick 13. I don't know. It is what it is. But the Browns could legitimately pick a quarterback, or they could go wide receiver, which is what everybody's expecting. Defensive line is a option. Depending on what happens with Jadeveon Clowney, could be an edge rusher. You don't really know at this point, but I just kind of wanted to share this comment of the whole idea that, oh, they're going to talk to everybody. You know, it's ridiculous to me. So the Browns talking to these quarterbacks is interesting. Again, actions speak louder than words, so, we'll see. But I think a lot of it is going to unfold over the next month or so, couple months, before we hit the NFL draft. So at this point, it's too early to tell, but I think the fact that they are legitimately scouting and talking to a couple of these guys is not just doing their due diligence, despite what all these clowns on Twitter want to tell you. I think there's a real purpose behind it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Do you think that this is something? What do you think about this? And if you enjoy the content and you would like to support the channel, you can either donate to the Venmo or the Cash App. Leave me suggestions on videos to talk about, or topics to talk about for videos rather, and I will do my best to do that. So no pressure, but if you do, I greatly appreciate it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.